All right, let's go over my collection. Two Guns. Mark Wahlberg plays a naval officer going undercover to track narcotics, and you have this federal agent played by Denzel Washington who is after this cartel. They're looking for the source of the money. Basically, there's dirty people, there's bad cops, there's people on both sides of the law ending up going after both of these guys because they want this drug, these drugs, this money, all this stuff. And these guys have to come together and fight and try to survive. You got 2012. Basically, the world's coming to an end. You have massive tidal waves flooding in the world, and you have John Cusack's character struggling to get his family into one of those massive ships. It's the only way they can really survive. And watching people turn on one another to try to survive is pretty fascinating. Pretty fun movie. 300. Visually beautiful. I hope it still holds up. It's been a while since I've seen it. The Accountant 2. I've seen this twice in the movies. Ben Affleck plays a guy on the spectrum. He's a talented killer, and he eventually he loses his friend in law enforcement, and he was using his abilities to really go after really bad people. And his friend's killed, and he gets his brother involved in his operation, his mission, and they basically go after human traffickers. Adrift. Shailene Woodley, one of my favorite actresses, she is stuck in the middle of the ocean with the man she loves, and it's a really good story. It's actually based on a true story. Age Adeline. Blake Lively, I think she's beautiful. I like watching her, and I like the story. It's about a woman who gets involved in a freak accident, and she is unable to age. And as a result, she has a very limited life in a lot of ways, but she finds a man that she actually loves. Alien, okay. Sigourney Weaver, okay, on a spaceship. Well, she's basically one of the most sensible people on that ship. You have this working class crew on this spaceship. They're doing transports across the stars, and they get a call. They're ordered by their company to go to this planet and investigate some type of call, and they run into one of the most terrifying things imaginable, a xenomorph. Aliens, directed by James Cameron. More action. Awesome. Alien Covenant. Pretty good movie. It's actually a Ripley Scott movie. I was actually pretty satisfied with it. American Hustle won a bunch of awards. It has Amy Adams, it has Jennifer Lawrence. I like both of the actresses, but this isn't my favorite film. It's a good movie, but 10 Best Pictures. I don't know. Best Picture, 10 Academy Awards. I don't know. All right, American Pie. I grew up watching movies like this. It's basically a bunch of horny teenagers. It's a comedy. Definitely enjoy it. Reminds me of my teenage years. American Sniper. Bradley Cooper. Anchorman. I don't have a lot of comedies, but this is a good one. Okay, Anna on 4K. This is about a Russian spy who has to choose which side she wants to work for, the Americans or the Russians, but really she just wants freedom. She's beautiful, and Cillian Murphy's in it. All right. Arrival. This is a movie made by Deneen. Amy Adams is in it. Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker. So essentially, aliens come, and humans are trying to figure out how to communicate with them. And watching these different countries and these different people try to manage the situation is pretty fascinating. One of the best science fiction movies I've seen. Arrival, definitely worth checking out. Atomic Blonde, Charlize Theron, she really kicks ass in this movie. She plays a MI6 agent who is in Berlin in the Cold War, and trying to figure out how to find this list of agents because it could compromise her nation's security, and she doesn't know who to trust. Ava. This is a movie played by Jessica Chastain. Ava, played by Jessica Chastain. She's a mercenary. She's a hit woman, but she has a really messy life, really messy personal life. Common plays her ex. She has a really troubled relationship with her sister and her mother, or at least her sister. And her employers are a bit concerned about her ability to stay neutral, objective, when she's doing her assignments. John Malkovich plays like a father figure, one of her bosses, and Colin Farrell, less of a father figure, less of a sympathetic character. It's actually really good fighting, really good action sequences. I really enjoy the choreography. The Avengers. Okay. This is when I actually liked Marvel. The Avengers. Okay. The Avengers Age of Ultron. Another good movie. Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Endgame. That's when I like Avengers. All right. Bad Boys. Will Smith. Martin Lawrence. Pretty funny movie. Action-packed. Don Simpson production. Jerry Bruckheimer type of movie. But you know you're going to get visual effects and action. Ballerina from the world of John Wick with Ana de Gamas. I think she's gorgeous, and I really like her. I think she did a great job in this movie. I really like the hand grenade scenes and the flamethrower scenes. Definitely worth checking out. All right, The Batman. Robert Pattinson plays Batman, and I'm not too crazy about his Bruce Wayne, but he did a great job in this movie playing Batman. I really enjoyed this film overall. Definitely one of my favorite Batmans. I love Batman, by the way. Okay, here you have Batman Begins, directed by Christopher Nolan. And of course you have The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. I enjoyed all three movies. Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight was absolutely tremendous. Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Yeah, that's enough to get me to buy this. Michael Keaton, it's a pretty intense Batman. I really like his Bruce Wayne. So yeah, Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Beautiful Creatures, sort of a fantasy romance movie. I dug that. All right, speaking of romance, The Best of Me with Michelle Monaghan. I like her as an actress. Black Mass with Johnny Depp. I don't even remember that movie, so I think that's more of a blind buy. I think I saw it, but anyway. Black Swan. Natalie Portman, I like her. I like a lot of her work. She won an Academy Award for this performance, or at least she was nominated. It was great. It focuses on a woman who may be losing her mind, and she works for a ballet company. She's a dancer. I love ballet. You'll see more of that later on. All right, Blade. One of the movies that really got me interested in getting a DVD, but this is a Blu-ray, has Blade, Blade 2. Blade was good. Blade 2 is pretty good. Blade Trinity, not so much, but it has Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds. By the way, Ryan Reynolds ended up putting him in Deadpool and Wolverine, so that was pretty cool. We got to see him in that movie. All right, Blade Runner 2049. It has Ryan Gosling. He's becoming one of my favorite actors. Harrison Ford from the original. And of course you have Ana de Armas. Visually stunning. This is one of the best movies to have on 4K. All right. Book of Eli. Denzel Washington plays a man who has the Bible in a post-apocalyptic world. But Gary Oldman plays a villain who's trying to get a hold of that Bible and use it as a weapon to control people. Definitely worth checking out if you're into the post-apocalyptic stuff. The Breakfast Club. Come on, guys. Yeah. 80s classic. Bridesmaid. This is okay. Captain America, The Winter Soldier. This is, like I said, this is when Marvel was actually good. Chris Evans. Yeah, Captain America: Civil War. A lot of people say it's more of a Avengers movie, and you can tell by the cover. Yeah, that was like a freaking Avengers movie. Okay, not just a Captain America movie, but it's a good movie. Casablanca. Some people say this is the best movie ever made. I say I haven't seen it, and that's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. I haven't seen Lawrence of Arabia either. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna get that, but I did get this. I will watch it one Sunday. It has Ingrid Bergman. She's pretty easy on the eyes. I like a lot of Bogart's work, Humphrey Bogart's work, Sabrina and other stuff. All right, Casino. It's amazing watching Sharon Stone play a woman who, ruins this guy's life, Robert De Niro's life. And Robert De Niro is basically playing a character who is running a casino, making the mob a whole lot of money in Vegas. And this woman comes in and just wrecks it all. Joe Pesci's in it. He's hilarious. Casino Royale. This is probably my favorite Daniel Craig Bond movies, I'll say. It has Ava Green. Eva Green. She's absolutely stunning. I will say that this movie focuses on a big part of it focuses on a card game, a poker game, where Bond is trying to get a hold of he's trying to stop a terrorist. So it's pretty intense, pretty good movie to watch. Children of Men. Imagine a fertility crisis getting so bad that women just stop having kids. How would that affect society? Clive Owens is in it, Michael Caine, Julianne Moore, Sylvester Stallone, and Cliffhanger. Okay. Yeah, what more do I need to say? You want to see explosions of fighting on a mountain? Check it out. Natalie Portman, I'm a big fan of hers. I really enjoyed watching Julia Roberts in this movie. It has Jude Law, Clive Owen again, and I can definitely say that it's about these two couples and how they intertwine with one another. Collateral. This is a better movie than what the cover art indicates. I'll put it that way. Essentially, this is one of my favorite Tom Cruise characters. He plays an assassin who goes to LA and gets this cab driver to drive him around town for a certain amount of money. The cab driver is played by Jamie Foxx, and Tom Cruise is paying this guy to drive him around town, right? Turns out he's taking people out, and I don't mean to lunch. Con Air. This is absolutely ridiculous, but it's awesome action from the 90s. Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, John Malkovich. Definitely worth looking at. Contact. Humans are on the verge of making contact with extraterrestrials, intelligent aliens. And I remember that one scene where Matthew McConaughey questions this scientist, questioned Jodie Foster's character. He wanted to know, why should she be the person who contacts aliens and represents the human race when she doesn't even believe in God and most people believe in God? So how can she be a true representation? Okay, Contagion with Matt Damon and Glenn Paltrow. So essentially, Matt Damon is a pandemic, but it's a virus that kills 20% of the people who gets infected. So it kills many more people than COVID. It's really, really sort of a scary movie in that sense. And Matt Damon plays a father who's trying to get his daughter through this whole mess. He's trying to keep her alive because this is a highly contagious, highly deadly virus. Jude Law plays a conspiracy theorist. And you have, they're trying to make it seem like conspiracy theorists are a certain type of people. But anyway, it's one of my critiques of the movie because you have Kate Winslet, who plays a CDC expert who's trying to track this virus and try to help the CDC keep this situation under control. You have Lawrence Fishburne, who plays the CDC director, who makes some questionable decisions. Okay, Crazy Stupid Love. I haven't seen this movie, but it has Emma Stone. I really like watching Emma Stone. Oh, it also has Ryan Gosling. Okay, cool. That's not the first movie that they've been in, and you'll see them in another movie pretty soon. All right, The Day. This is a WWE production. It's a post-apocalyptic movie about people doing some extreme things to really survive. Okay, now, speaking of apocalyptic, imagine an apocalypse via climate change. Okay, The Day After Tomorrow. Pretty fun movie. Has Emmy Rossum in it. I like her. It's a very young Emmy Rossum. Dear John, I haven't seen this movie. I bought this. This is a blind buy, but it has Amanda Seyfried. So I like watching her. Okay, Deep Blue Sea. With LL Cool J, you got Samuel L. Jackson, you got Thomas Jane. Essentially, you have people experimenting on sharks, and it doesn't go well. I really enjoy that movie. The Departed. Okay, this is Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg. It's cops versus the crooks. Cops versus these organized crime figures. The organized crime figures have dirty cops within the state police, and the state police have a spy, undercover officer within this organization. So it's really fascinating to see which side is going to prevail and what happens to all the different characters. Okay, The Descendants with George Clooney. It actually has Shailene Woodley. I'm a big fan of hers. You're going to see a lot of movies with her in it. And it focuses on a man who is struggling with his wife potentially passing away, and he's trying to help his kids deal with the situation. I'll just leave it at that. It's just really, it just really makes you think about life and your relationships. But The Descent. These women decide to go into a cave for an adventure. Unfortunately, there's something in the cave that they didn't really anticipate. Really good horror movie. Horror adventure. Okay, The Devil's Rejects is the second movie in the series. The first one was A House of a Thousand Corpses, and that was sort of goofy, but sort of like horror and goofiness. This was all business, okay? The Devil's Rejects is all business. Okay, they weren't playing around. This has a great soundtrack. 3 vicious killers. Unapologetic. 3 from Hell is the next movie, the third. And all 3 movies were Rob Zombie films. I really enjoyed both of them. All 3 of them, really. I need to get A House of a Thousand Corpses. Bruce Willis, of course, in Die Hard. It's a classic, my favorite Christmas movie. Well, one of my favorite Christmas movies. The third movie in the series, Die Hard with a Vengeance. I remember that scene where Samuel L. Jackson's in this movie. Essentially, Bruce Willis is sort of forced to go into a black neighborhood with a racist sign, and that's a really fascinating scene. That's really interesting stuff, to say the least. That's the third one. So I skipped the second movie in the franchise, so it was kind of weak. The third one I skipped as well. A Good Day to Die Hard, I think, was the fourth one. This was a really good one. I'm not a completionist. You know, if there's a good first movie and the second movie sucks, the sequel sucks, but the third one's good, I'm not going to get all the movies in this franchise just so I can say I have the complete set. No, if the movie sucks, I'm not going to get it. All right, Diversion. Okay, this isn't really a great movie. It's a mediocre movie, but I watch it all the time because I like Shailene Woodley. I also like the post-apocalyptic themes. It's a post-apocalyptic Chicago. You have a society where everybody's divided into groups, and people are in groups that are dedicated to being brave, groups that are dedicated to helping others, groups that are dedicated to being smart, groups are dedicated to being really honest. And if you don't fit in, you end up an outcast. But if you have too many characteristics of all those groups, you're a diversion, and then you become a threat to that society. Good movie. Okay, it's an okay movie, but I love it. Okay, Doomsday. Barely remember that, but it's I remember enjoying the movie, so that's why I picked it up. It's post-apocalyptic. Drive with Ryan Gosling. Really good atmosphere. It's about this guy who is a driver, a stunt driver by day, but a criminal driver by night. He runs jobs and he says, hey, I'll drive you around. I'll wait for you 4 or 5 minutes. Any longer than that, you're pretty much on your own. But anyway, he uses his talents to try to help this woman and her family. Dune. This is, if you have a 4K player, you definitely want to have Dune on 4K. Although Blu-ray looks good as well. Dune Part 2, great. I mean, I didn't even like Dune before this, but this is a Denis movie, and he did a great job. I did not like Dune. I didn't care for Dune until this guy made these movies. Edge of Tomorrow, highly underrated science fiction movie. Essentially, this guy, Tom Cruise, gets infected with alien DNA. There's an alien invasion, and he gets infected with alien DNA, and he inherits a power that allows him to repeat the day. He's able to repeat the day. And there's a big operation, and the fate of humanity is on the line. Emily Blunt plays this badass military officer who teaches him to. She helps him prepare for a mission, one last mission to save humanity. The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I love it when killers go after the bad guys. You don't see that in society. Like really tough, really cool killers going after the bad guys, serving real justice outside of the system. You don't see that. That's why I like this franchise. The Equalizer 2. I want to get Equalizer 3 because it has Dakota Fanning. I like her. Okay, Event Horizon. Pretty solid science fiction movie. Sam Neill, Lawrence Fishburne, Ex Machina. So like a cautionary tale, a warning. This is what happens when AI and robots merge and it gets out of hand, and you don't have the appropriate safeguards. Expendables, pretty solid action. I remember that AA-12 shotgun. That was incredible. You saw body parts just going apart. Really violent. Pretty good franchise. Well, at least the first two movies or so. Again, I'm not a completist. I didn't like the last ones. Or Eyes Wide Shut. Stanley Kubrick. Eyes Wide Shut on Blu-ray. Yeah. So Nicole Kidman. This is like peak Nicole Kidman. I like Nicole Kidman. Okay, but anyway, Tom Cruise plays this doctor who comes across this secret society, this ritual, and he witnesses something he wasn't supposed to see, and I think of The Elite when I see this movie. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. You know, this is more like our reality, and this one. I mean, which one was it? Yeah, this. I'm not gonna say it. Okay, Face Off, a '90s action. Nicolas Cage, John Travolta. Pretty fun. The Fall Guy, really underrated action movie with Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. Definitely enjoyed that movie in theaters. Fast Five, one of my favorite Fast and the Furious movies. I don't mind getting the first one or two, but I'm not going to get all the movies in the franchise. I don't like it when they go too sci-fi or they get too unrealistic. Fault in Our Stars. It has Shailene Woodley. It's a love story. Really good movie. Firefly, Joss Whedon's Firefly. This is actually a TV show. It only lasted for one season, but it's basically a movie that focuses on a man who operates his own ship. He fought in the war. He fought for the rebels, and the rebels lost, and now he's dealing with the man across outer space. He has a crew, and they have adventures. Check it out. 50 Shades of Grey. I can't justify this, but I like Dakota Johnson. I thought the other movies were a little bit more better. A little more better. What's going on with my English? They're a little better, but I mean, okay, it is what it is, guys. All right, Friday. Yeah, the director's cut. Man, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Frozen 2. How did that get in here? No, man. I don't know. I haven't even seen this. That's weird. I got that as an impulse buy at a pawn shop. All right. Harrison Ford and The Fugitive. Dude, that's a classic. You know about that. Speaking of classics, Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. Man, I remember that shower scene. The socks and the soap. I think that's the movie. Oh, my goodness. Maybe I'm thinking about another. It's been a while since I've seen this. Furiosa, very underrated. Didn't do well at the box office, but Anya Taylor-Joy did a great job in this movie. It's Brad Pitt. It's a tank movie. Pretty decent. Natalie Portman again in Garden State. Good movie. The Gladiator. I'm sure a lot of you guys already have that. Freaking cultural phenomenon. Great movie. The Godfather. All three movies. That was one of the best movies. Two of the best movies of all time. Godzilla has Elizabeth Olsen in it, at least. Goodfellas. Oh, come on. Who can forget that telephone scene? When he gets a call, Robert De Niro's character gets a call about a supposedly happy event, but he gets some bad news, and his reaction was just classic. He got Ray Liotta. Oh yeah, remember that scene where they're at dinner and oh man, it's Ray Liotta's character says that he's funny. It's like, funny how? It's just great. Okay, Gone Girl features one of the most diabolical female characters I've ever seen. Has Ben Affleck. What a great performance. She did a great job. I forget her name, but it's actually directed by David Fincher. Okay, that makes sense. It's such a great movie. Yeah, I remember her talking about Rosalind Pike. Anyway, Gone with the Wind, one of my favorite movies ever. I think it was made in the 30s, but it looks fantastic, man. Vivian Leigh, yes. Love Vivian Leigh. Gone, Baby Gone. Casey Affleck, Michelle, I can't even say her name, Monaghan, Morgan Freeman, Ed Harris, Gravity with Sandra Bullock, and George Clooney. It's like a space movie. Worth a watch. The Hangover, one of the few comedies I have here. Craziness in Vegas, basically. Harry Potter. This is the Harry Potter movie I like watching again and again, and that's why I have it. I don't have the other movies. I don't hate the other movies. I like them. I just thought that they weren't, I don't know. I wasn't that interested in this franchise until they got older because I couldn't really relate to the kids. This movie sort of focuses on the relationship dynamics. A lot of tension there, so that was interesting. The Hateful Eight. Watching those guys in that cabin. Watching Samuel L. Jackson's character interact with that racist old Confederate soldier or somebody. This old guy. I just remember that, and that interaction was just incredible. Heat. All right. Featured some of the best shooting scenes. Some of the bank robbery scene is classic. It's incredible. It's an incredible movie. Cops versus Robbers. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer. Excellent movie. The Housemaid. Pretty decent movie. Has Amanda Seyfried. Sydney Sweeney finally in a good movie, other than Anyone But You. All right, The Hunger Games. This is out of order. This is totally out of order. I hate when it's mostly in alphabetical order, except when it comes to the franchise, the order of the movies released. Jennifer Lawrence. It's a post-apocalyptic. It's basically Panem. North America has been devastated, and they have a new civilization. And it's authoritarian, and they had some type of rebellion, but now the capital is punishing the districts by making them sacrifice their kids, making them send their kids to the capital for a fight to the death, a death match where only one person survives. They're sending small kids. It's kind of related to... I'm trying to avoid. It's kind of related to this. Anyway, I Am Legend, Will Smith. Okay. You have a scientist. As a scientist in a post-apocalyptic world, I think he's looking... This guy's so lonely that he's actually talking to mannequins. He suffers an unimaginable loss. And he can only do a lot of stuff in the daytime because at night these monsters come out. These people who were once humans, they are scary, scary monsters. I'll put it that way. And his perspective is really interesting. Inception on 4K and Blu-ray. I think the Blu-ray looks better than the 4K. I don't know what's going on there, but it's a great movie. Christopher Nolan. It's about this team of criminals or mercenaries, whatever the heck you want to call them, who are able to get into people's dreams and influence them, and they have one big operation. That's what the movie focuses on. They have to convince somebody really important to do something very dramatic. All right. Independence Day. Will Smith. This is really silly, but super American, over-the-top action movie. Enjoy it. Inglourious Basterds. Has one of the best villains I've ever seen. Interstellar. I think this is the best movie of the 21st century. Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway play astronauts who are they're going into outer space and they're investigating 3 potential planets for the human race because the Earth is dying. Phenomenal movie. Interview with the Vampire. I haven't seen this in a long time, but it has Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas. It has Christian Slater. Oh, I forgot about that. Really good movie. Tom Cruise. And a real young Kirsten Dunst. The Island. It's a science fiction movie. Didn't do well at the box office. It has Ian McGregor, Scarlett Johansson. They play clones. There's this island where rich people have their clones. Rich people they create clones and they keep these people on this island and they use these people as like backup. So if they need organs, these rich people are able to, well, they can get the organs from these clones. Which, you know, in theme, sort of, I'm not going to do that again, but anyway, it ends with us. Blake Lively. This movie sort of sold as like a romance movie, but it's actually about abuse and recovering from that. But I enjoyed it. Jigsaw. I think this is the best Saw movie. John Wick. One of the best action franchises ever. John Wick 2, John Wick 3, John Wick 4 might be one of the best action movies ever. All right, Kill Bill. Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. Volume 1, so in Volume 1, we learned that the bride was betrayed by people close to her. She was an assassin, and the people in her assassination squad turned on her because the man she loved, who was the leader of the assassination squad, well, he wanted her dead. And she's on a tour of revenge. The first one's more like I want to say, karate type of movie, kung fu movie. And the second was more like a Western. Quentin Tarantino, great movie. He's a director, great movie. Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt. I don't even remember this movie, but I want to see it again. I don't even think I saw it. It's a blind buy. Knock at the Cabin. Batista's in this. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And these people show up at this cabin to confront this couple, these two guys and this kid, and they're asking them to make a sacrifice, or else a lot of people are going to die, or else essentially the world's going to end. Knowing, with Nicolas Cage. I really love the ending. This guy has some insight into the future. He doesn't know what's going on, but at the end, it's really fascinating. I really enjoyed it. La La Land. I didn't even pay attention to this movie until recently. Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. I really love watching Emma Stone. I don't even like musicals. I don't like musicals, but this is a good one. Leon the Professional. One of my all-time favorite movies. Assassin, this professional assassin takes this little girl under his wing. He protects her because her family is killed by these dirty cops. And she wants to learn how to become an assassin like him. Really good movie. Oh, by the way, Gary Oldman. I love, he plays an incredible villain. I love the part where he's like, everyone, like, and then they sort of question him. He's like, and he just says it even louder. It's just a great moment. It's like, everyone. Okay. London Has Fallen. Decent movie. I haven't even opened that one up. Looper. One of the best time-traveling movies I've seen. This guy is an assassin. And he's... Well, I can't even say too much about it. It's Bruce Willis, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Emily Blunt. If you get a chance, watch it. Lost in Translation. Scarlett Johansson, Bill Murray. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. Sofia Coppola. I want to watch that. I'm probably going to watch this and Casablanca this Sunday. That's my assignment. Okay, Love Actually. It's supposed to be the ultimate romantic comedy. There's some sad stories in this. It has Keira Knightley, which I'm a fan of. Liam Neeson, Emma Thompson. This is really one of my favorite, kind of like Christmas time movies, but some of those storylines are sad. Like that guy cheating on his wife and getting a gift for his mistress, and his wife finds a gift and she thinks it's for her. Mad Max, Fury Road, one of the best action movies in the last couple of decades. Magic Mike, I picked this up recently. I still remember that scene where Matthew McConaughey picks up that woman and his back goes out. Anyway, Magnolia. I don't even remember this movie, but it has Tom Cruise in it as his motivational speaker. I need to see this again. I think that's the same movie. Yeah, it is. It was a good movie, but I don't remember it. I've seen so many movies. Man of Steel. I actually prefer Man of Steel, this Henry Cavill version, over the Superman movie we just saw last year in 2025. This is a movie where if Superman was a real thing, if Superman existed in the real world, this movie would be a good representation of that. The Superman of 2025 is more like the comics. I like this version a lot more. Actually has Amy Adams in it too. She plays Lois Lane. And the action sequences are pretty good too. Master and Commander, Russell Crowe. Barely remember that movie. I need to see it again. The Matrix. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Neo. This guy learns that the world isn't what he thinks it is. The world isn't really real. He's living in a simulation created by machines. I think this will always be relevant, especially now, because the movie's about how people's reality is controlled by something else. But anyway, Miami Vice. A lot of people didn't like this movie because it wasn't like the Miami Vice of the TV show, but it starred Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell. It's actually a really good movie. The only thing I didn't like about the movie is the love interest of Colin Farrell. I could barely understand her at times. Michael Clayton. I haven't seen this movie. George Clooney, but it has a really good rating, so I'm going to give it a chance. This is a blind buy at a pawn shop. Mission Impossible. Pretty good movie. Classic Tom Cruise movie. Mission Impossible 2, probably the weakest movie in the franchise, but I think it was directed by Wu. But it has a cool style to it. So it makes a list. Mission Impossible 3, I really enjoyed this one because it has Kerry Russell in it. This is the first Mission Impossible movie that made me think, okay, I want to really follow this franchise. My favorite one is Fallout. That's why I have it on 4K. This is one of the best action movies ever. You got Rogue Nation. I know I'm missing Ghost Protocol. I think this is the fourth one. Then that was the fifth one. I'm not sure. The Mist. Great horror. There's a mist that comes into town, and there's something scary and deadly in the mist. And these people get trapped in the grocery store, and they turn on one another. Brad Pitt and Moneyball. I hear good things about this movie. Haven't seen it. Moulin Rouge, one of my favorite movies of that era. That's one of my favorite movies, period. Nicole Kidman, Ian McGregor. Great musical. I don't even like musicals, but hey, there's some that I do like. I love that movie. Great love story. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt. They play assassins from two different organizations, but they don't even know that the other person is an assassin. They both are living a double life, and then eventually they end up going head to head. Really good couples movie, action movie. Audrey Hepburn. I love Audrey Hepburn. My Fair Lady. Natural Born Killers. Okay, Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Robert Downey Jr., Tommy Lee Jones. It's supposed to be like a satire, but it's pretty dark, and it's about this couple that they're going to run. They do horrible things in this movie, and I like the fact that the movie, Oliver Stone's movie, sort of highlights how media sort of exploits violence for its own gain. No Country for Old Men. Javier, he played one of the craziest characters I've ever seen. And it's not like your traditional movie where, the good guys are going to always win. Man, this is absolutely brutal. This guy actually flips a coin and decides whether he's going to kill somebody. Classic modern Western. The Notebook. Rachel McAdams, I'm a big fan. Ryan Gosling. Really good romantic movie. Okay, No Time to Die has Ana de Armas in it. This is the last Bond movie, and it did something different. I was cool with the ending. It had something different to offer, and I really enjoyed the story. Oblivion, a really underrated Tom Cruise movie, science fiction movie with Morgan Freeman. This guy is living high up in the atmosphere on the station that's just floating in the air, and he goes down to Earth to do retrievals and do various tasks. He's convinced that the human race is moving away from planet Earth to some moon on Jupiter or one of those moons. It started a new civilization. Really good. Oppenheimer. Okay, it won an Oscar. It's Christopher Nolan's movie. Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt. Phenomenal movie. The Other Berlin Girl. Natalie Portman. Scarlett Johansson, Eric Benet. The Other Berlin Girl. He plays Henry, who is essentially trying to create an heir. He's married to a woman, but he's trying to get this Berlin girl. He's trying to marry her, and he actually splits from his church. He changes history just to get with this woman. It is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's a good movie, but I'm saying what he did was incredible. Incredibly crazy and stupid. But anyway, Clint Eastwood. I have not seen this movie, Pale Rider, but I want to get some Westerns. I want to see that. Paper Towns. I don't remember it, but it says from the author of Fault in Our Stars. So that was a blind buy. But I feel good about it. Passengers. You can call this a love story. So essentially, this guy, played by Chris Pratt, wakes up on the spaceship. They're going to the frontier in outer space to a new planet. And it takes about 100 years or so to get from Earth to this new place. This guy wakes up early because his cryo machine malfunctions. Well, he gets lonely and he decides to wake up this beautiful woman, played by Jennifer Lawrence. And they have a relationship, and he has to tell her what's really going on. It's a terrible thing, but it's actually a beautiful movie. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Emma Watson. It was one of those movies she did that I actually enjoy. I actually have some pretty good teen movies. Predator. We've all seen Predator with Schwarzenegger. Get to the chopper. And then you have Keira Knightley in Pride and Prejudice. I really like this version because it has Keira Knightley. This is Prometheus. I haven't even opened up this movie yet, but I have seen it. And I like this movie a lot more than a lot of people. It's from Ripley Scott, of course, from the Alien franchise. And it really explained a lot. I really enjoyed it. It added a new context to the Alien movies. And then there's Public Enemies, Johnny Depp. Another Johnny Depp movie I haven't really seen. I think I did, but I just forgot about it. I want to see it again. I don't think I have seen it, really. Quantum of Solace, a Daniel Craig Bond movie. The Quick and the Dead. I remember that one scene where Gene Hackman is showing off his gunfighting skills. He's talking about how he draws, how he's not the fastest person to draw, but he has a really good technique. The movie features a young Leonardo DiCaprio as Russell Crowe, Sharon Stone. A Quiet Place with Emily Blunt. She plays a mother who's trying to get her children through this apocalypse. These aliens come to Earth and they destroy anything that makes a sound. So she's trying to keep her kids alive doing that. Her and her husband. This is one of the newer Rambo movies. Really brutal, really violent. I enjoyed it. Red Sparrow, Jennifer Lawrence plays a spy, Russian spy. And she gets approached. I'll put it that way. Pretty good movie. She actually joins a school. They actually train her to actually learn how to seduce people. So a cool movie. Reservoir Dogs. I like the fact they show the aftermath of a major crime event. Some people are hurt. One guy's hurt. It's just a complete mess. Has a lot of good actors in it. Michael Manson. All right, Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet in Revolutionary Road. You have this couple with plans to go off to Europe and live a certain life, but they're sort of dragged in. They feel forced into a life that they don't really want here in America. The Road, really great post-apocalyptic movie. Viggo Mortensen. This man's trying to get his son from point A to point B to a safe place because it's a post-apocalyptic world. There's not a lot of food. it's going to be difficult to actually survive. So he's trying to get his son to a place where he can actually survive. The Rock. Okay, Nicolas Cage plays an FBI agent, well, a federal agent who's recruiting Sean Connery, who a lot of people theorize was actually James Bond. But anyway, he recruits this guy because he's one of the few people who actually managed to escape Alcatraz or whatever. And they're trying to get to this island because Ed Harris is his military general or colonel or whatever who takes over this island, and he has chemical weapons. He's threatening a nearby city, San Francisco. Ed Harris actually plays a really good villain. You know why he's doing what he's doing, and you can just understand it. And I can respect it, really, even though he's threatening to do something terrible. But anyway, it's good villain. Roman Holiday, Audrey Hepburn, Sabrina, Audrey Hepburn, has Bogart and William Holden. You have Salt. This is Angelina Jolie. She plays a CIA officer who's accused of being a traitor. Really good action-packed movie. Scream, the first one. Scream 4. It's actually a good one. I'm not going to get Scream 7. I'm not going to get all of the movies because some of them I don't like. Serenity is actually the movie follow-up to Firefly. Both are really, really good. 7. One of the craziest endings ever. Really good movie. Sicario. Emily Blunt plays a federal FBI agent who is tasked to join this group. These two guys. This guy, CIA agent, played by Josh Brolin, and you have Del Torre, who plays this assassin who lost his family because of one of those Mexican cartels, and he wants revenge. And these guys are on a crazy mission to do something dramatic in Mexico, and she's being dragged into it. Some scary moments. Okay, Silver Lining Playbook. Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, pretty funny movie. Sinners, I thought it was the best movie last year, best movie of 2025. Michael B. Jordan. You have Haley Steinfeld. What's her? Sorry, I screwed up her name. Steinfeld. All right, Skyfall. It's a decent Bond movie, but it wasn't my favorite. But I enjoy it. It's a good one. It belongs in the collection. Sin City with Jessica Alba, Bruce Willis. I like the look of this movie. I remember the villain being just really, really sneaky and terrifying. Directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller. Oh, special guest director, Quentin Tarantino. Some really good effects. Okay, The Spectacular Now with Miles Teller, and Shailene Woodley. Love this movie. Spectre, pretty good movie. A Star is Born, Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga. I have not seen this movie, but it won a lot of awards, so I'm going to check it out. Starship Troopers, hilarious, but also pretty cool. Bugs are attacking, supposedly, and humans are at war with bugs, and it sort of shows this... well, the themes are really interesting. I'll leave it at that. I see this film, and I just think... Well, first of all, I will mention that it's a critique of militarism, which, okay, it's fine. Denise Richards is in here, and man, Denise Richards in the 90s, wow. This is incredible. Okay, Star Trek. This is a reboot. Good one. I think this is... who directed this? I forgot, but Sunshine. This is a Danny Boyle movie from the director of 28 Days Later. Essentially, the sun is dying, and these guys are on a mission to restart the sun. Tenet. Kind of a confusing movie at times, but it's about people who are able to move forward and backward in time. It's a really cool experience. Christopher Nolan. Actually stars John David Washington. Has Robert Pattinson in it, Michael Caine, The Terminator. Terminator 2. I think this is the best action movie I've ever seen. Terminator 3, pretty decent. The Thing has some pretty cool practical effects. Good movie. It focuses on this research team that comes across this dog. They come across a creature. They come across a creature that's able to mimic other organisms. And it's horror. All right, Titanic. James Cameron, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet. Man, when I saw Kate Winslet, I was like, wow, I want to see that movie again and again. Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick. This is, I think it's a must own on 4K. If you want to really see what 4K can do, it's a great experience. Training Day with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke plays this cop who's joining this narcotics unit run by Denzel Washington's character. And it takes place over the first day of training. Pretty phenomenal. Tron Legacy. I would have loved to get to 4K, but it's just way too expensive. It has Olivia Wilde in it. Really, visually, a really good movie to look at. Okay, Daisy Edgar Jones is in Twisters as Glenn Powell. I really like watching her. I like watching her on that TV show Normal People. Underworld with Kate Beckinsale. There's other movies, but this is the only one I really want to have in my collection. She's a vampire, and it's sort of like a Romeo and Juliet, but it's vampires and lichens, or werewolves. The Unforgiven, one of the best westerns in years. Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman. Up in the Air. I like George Clooney's character's cynicism. It's pretty entertaining. The Usual Suspects. Great ending, I'll put it that way. The Vow, I haven't really seen, but it has Rachel McAdams. Love story. So yeah, I'm sort of a sucker for her in movies. Wanted. This is it's weird looking at these characters sort of like curve a bullet. It's kind of goofy, but it's a cool looking movie, and it has Angelina Jolie. The Watchmen. Yeah, so if people really had powers, this is kind of how people would behave. Dr. Manhattan, the choices they make are just really horrific. This is something, if you like The Boys, you might like this concept. Where the Dog Cracks, what a Crawdads Sing. It's a movie about trauma, and also, well, this woman played by Daisy. Really good movie. Wild Things. Nev Campbell and Denise Richards with Matt Dillon. The 90s, sort of like erotic thriller. Wonder Woman. The first one was a good one, so I got it on Blu-ray. They actually did it right at the time. They had a female superhero who was likable. You know, that's not that common anymore. Unfortunately, they like to make those characters unlikable, which is weird and also unrealistic. Anyway. Brad Pitt, World War Z. The material, this is based off of a book. I thought this was actually a really good adaptation. There's no way you can accurately adapt World War Z unless you have like a limited series or something. This is the best way they could have adapted the movie, I think, because it focuses on a zombie apocalypse, the beginning and the middle, the end, what happened afterwards. I mean, it's just the book. But this movie focuses on an expert who's trying to save his family, and he's trying to figure out the origin and how to stop this virus, because it transforms people into zombies. Okay, Zero Dark 30, Jessica Chastain, really good movie. And this is one of the coolest movies, Zodiac. You wouldn't tell by its cover, but it's about reporters and various people looking for this Zodiac killer. And there's some really scary moments in this movie. It's pretty awesome. All right, here's some ballet, Swan Lake. You got the Bushwell Ballet. You got Sleeping Beauty, Gazelle, The Nutcracker, which I'm not too crazy about. Then you have the Royal Ballet, Romeo and Juliet, Gazelle, Royal Ballet. I like ballet. Before Sunset, one of the few DVDs I have, I'm actually ordering a Blu-ray box set with all 3 movies. I've only seen this movie in the series. There's 3 of them. And I love this movie. Flesh and Bone, a DVD. It's just one series, one season. It's about this woman in this ballet company with some serious baggage. This is more like ballet dancing. This is what really got me interested in ballet. Okay, Gillian Murphy, and she was on PBS, and they showed this performance at Swan Lake. She was a dancer for the American Ballet Theater at the time, and yeah, it's awesome. This movie, I don't know if this should be in a collection. I like Grace Moretz, so this should. I don't know if I'm gonna. This is Audrey Hepburn. This is some Blu-rays. Breathless Activities. That's one of my favorite movies. Funny Face, My Fair Lady, Roman Holiday, Sabrina. All right, Sloane, the Rambo movies. At least the first 3 on Blu-ray. Bourne, the Bourne trilogy. Really, all I need is the 3 movies. Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, which is probably my favorite, and Bourne Ultimatum. That's really all I need. I don't need it on 4K because the movie was never really that type of movie where you have stunning visual effects. The Matrix. I have all 3 movies as well as Animatrix on here. And some extras, a lot of extras. I actually enjoy Reloaded and Revolutions. So I wouldn't mind having that on Blu-ray, on 4K. Downton Abbey, I didn't know much about that, but I actually enjoyed this series. 4 seasons. This is Nikita. This is an updated version of the film Nikita. So she commits a crime, and she's recruited. She's forced to join this organization that is dedicated to stopping terrorists. This is the updated version. Maggie Q, seasons 1 and 2. Got the X-Men from the early 2000s. So you got Terminator. This is Sarah Connor Chronicles. Man, this is a really good show. Too bad it only lasts for 2 seasons. This is 24. Jack Bauer. I have all the seasons. These are the only seasons available on Blu-ray. Those 3. The rest are just on DVD. But it still looks good on DVD. They have the film Nikita. I love that series. This show was a darker, more paranoid version of the newer one. Peter Wilson, a very sexy woman, really good actress, really believable as this woman who's an elite assassin, for a counterterrorism group, and the bad guys they were dealing with in this series were brutal. So basically, she was convicted of murder. She was taken out of prison, brought into a section, and trained, and she was forced to do these missions. And with this organization, if you are incompetent, if you can't get the job done, you get canceled. And by cancel, I mean you get killed. All right. The OC. So Ryan, this guy, this troubled teenager, gets adopted basically by this wealthy family in Orange County, California. Everwood, I had the first season of that. Really good show. Family drama, focuses on this doctor in the mountains. Felicity, Kerry Russell. Had a huge crush on her. Really great show. She follows this guy, Ben, to a college. She's in love with this guy. She follows him to a college. But then she meets another guy and focuses on her relationships while in college. Pretty good. One Tree Hill, really good teen show. Yeah, the Gilmore Girls. I really love watching that show. I really like Roy Gilmore, played by Alexis Bledel and Lauren Graham. Sophia Bush was on this show. This basically focuses on teenagers in, I think, North Carolina. It's North Carolina community, and these guys are brothers, and they have the same dad but different mothers, and the dad abandoned this guy. So, this is my physical media collection. I appreciate you guys taking the time to look at my collection. Share your thoughts. I'm going to be doing some videos on my favorite videos from a certain decade, that type of series. Any other series you want me to do, let me know. So, tell me a little bit about your collection. If you have a collection, what do you think that collection says about you? What do you think this collection says about me? I don't care what it says. I love most of these movies. And I want to have physical medias because I don't want to be in a situation where somebody else determines whether I have access to a movie or not.